All right, so we're going to try the creeping chill. Here we go. We're going to have to use some speed potions or we are not getting through this at all. So here goes one of my few speed potions. One of my few speed potions. Hope you appreciate it. All right. Let them eat cake. Marie's Subway Toinette. Wait, Subway Net. Subway Toinette? I don't know. Subway Antoinette. Oh no. Oh no. So here's our tracker, creeping chill. Every 5 areas, the temperature drops by 5 degrees. For each change in temperature, the enemies get stronger, increasing their health and damage by 100%. Oh, it's additively, but that's different. I was wondering if it was additive or multiplicative, so then it's not as much of a problem, right? So if it's additively, then the difference is 3,500%, which isn't as big a deal. So we should be fine. But we are nice of EO7 value, which is it's good to have anyway. That's going to convert into when we're done with this, that'll convert into Tomb of Annihilation, since that's our active campaign, and give us a boost on Kellumbors. We're at 346 EO8. That'll get us a little higher in the EO8 range. Fingers crossed, we should be fine. Famous last words, yes. Yes, exactly. Exactly so. The tracking where we are. Okay, there we go. So 200% because we made it to... Yeah. So we made it to 10, clearing this will get 300%. Oh, just getting here is 300%. Okay. Okay. So it is additive, not multiplicative. That's the good way in this case. That's in our favor here. Bank error in our favor. Man, that's a thing. Monopoly really ruined us on that, right? Hey, occasionally banks will make an error in your favor. No, they won't. No, they won't. What are you talking about? Banks never error in your favor. But they'll make an error in theirs and then just go, well, there's nothing we can do about it at this point. Yup. I guess we could just say Marie Antoinette commercial. Let them eat Subway because it's cake, right? I'm surprised. I'm surprised they haven't thought of that yet. Just lean into it. Very dangerous level of self-parody confidence. It would also take a massive misunderstanding of like it's just either a lack of understanding of why that wasn't necessarily the best thing. I don't know. It was not the greatest time. It was. It was the yeast of times. It was the worst of times. I'm trying to get to decent food references in there. Oh, one was bread, the other was not, but that's okay. It was the yeast of times. It was the baste of time. No, it doesn't work either. That would have to be. Yeah. I don't know. I tried. We didn't get there. Handcrafted artisanal guillotine craftsman is my true calling. I mean, I think a lot of people could take that up nowadays, and even just putting them on display would probably cause a change in the world. There are people making all these things. Oh, gee, I wonder. It was the chicken breast of times. It was the bratwurst of times. There we go. Thank you, Nobles. You got us there. You got us there. Seem for new players should focus only on the event while it's up and then do the campaign. Yeah. Well, I mean, you do the stuff that you need to do in the event. If you finish it, like I did, until the next slot unlocks, then now I can just go back and do this. This is a whole different part of the game I can go do while I'm waiting for the next flex slot to open. Because you just kind of have to wait for events currency to stack up, and then once it hits 7,500, go buy a Briv chest pack. Just straight up. But yeah, like I don't think with the challenge I'm having getting past just getting past 200. I mean, and this is a time gate with less favor, EO7, whereas in my event I'm at EO9. Getting to 250 in a variant seems a little challenging. Doesn't mean I won't attempt it. I just won't attempt it until the last week of the event, when I've potentially gone other places and gotten some more favor to make everything a little bit, or to gotten a little more power so that I can maybe do a deep run again in the event, raise my favor over E10, try it. Yeah, an oxtail of two cities. It was the chicken breast of times. It was the bratwurst of times. Oh, gems? No. My gems are not outrageous at the moment. Not even, because I didn't complete anything that would have awarded gems. I was just soaking them up as we went. Don't have enough to buy another chest. Now, technically, I could just pop these silvers and cross my... You know what? Cross your fingers, folks, for some blues. We got two. Hitch's natural form is a good one. Okay. That was worth it. That was worth it. So we got some more blues on our evergreens. I forgot about doing that with silvers. There's no reason for me to hold those. I probably should. Oh no! Now I'm going. Oh, I should have held them until I walled out here. But whoops. Would have given me some gold. I could have used to level up my champions. Oh well. Ad break coming shortly. If I didn't get to watch the Eras tour last night, I'll be watching it on Disney Plus tonight. Yay! Yay! Works out. It's not an F1 weekend, so I can just watch. I can just watch Taylor Swift on Disney Plus instead. So I forgot yesterday we were in the middle of finishing another Netflix series or season. $69 click damage levels. Nice. Yeah, I mean, Nooble's sometimes laying down. Man, if your body isn't happy in the prone position, sitting up and distracting yourself is sometimes better. Sometimes, not always. So yeah, I get it. 15 zones from getting a Zaka. Nice. Have you passed the Zamboni yet? I don't remember what it's called. It was the giant steamroller. That's the big check for whether or not you can unlock a Zaka. I think it's you're facing it now. I was gonna say it's about 10 to 15 levels before you get there. That's the big like damage check. Because if you can't pass that level, you're not gonna unlock a Zaka. So yeah. Better for speed, sentry, or BBG without many item levels? BBG just has a flat speed bonus. Sentry does not, so it'd probably be BBG. Sentry needs the item levels. BBG gets even better with a feat, but you don't need it at the beginning. But Sentry doesn't do a whole lot without the item levels to start, so... All right, we're only 100 levels away, folks. I mean, we're still click killing, so good for us, I guess. Sorry, I didn't do a fire breath, did I? No, I didn't. Okay. I probably should now. We have no speed stacks this time? Because that's just the way it works. Wow, Lurking Rider. See, you really went there. I do not know. I read that book probably once in grade school and was like, yeah, this is painful. It wasn't as bad as trying to read the Iliad and the Odyssey. The Odyssey was fine. The Iliad sucked. And, to my grade school sensibilities at the time. To my grade school sensibilities at the time. Oh, I'm like, why is Tyrrell in the DPS spot? It's because we're using a weird formation. That's why. It didn't load in normally. Confused. Yeah, in the Iliad and the Odyssey is more entertaining. The Iliad just is, just a lot of. It's just a lot. I wasn't forced to read it. I was bored. I was bored. That's really what it came down to. So I was reading all the book. Everybody else was finished. I was finished with all my homework and stuff, like in class. So I'm gonna go to the library and get a book. And our library was a book. In I think this was 5th and 6th grade. Our library was just a bookcase in that room. There were like 5 or 6. There was like a half a dozen bookcases in the 7th and 8th grade library, but I had to read the books in the 5th and 6th grade library before they'd let me go take books out of that other one. Where I was at the time, I was in the middle of nowhere. There was no public library. I mean, the public school was K through 8 with less than 100 students. So I mean, I remember I read by the time I was in the 7th grade. I basically read almost all the interesting things in the library and the whole school. And then and so when the principal would get like potential textbook things sent to us, and I was like, we're not going to be able to do this one. We can't afford these or whatever. And he'd be like, do you want this? Is something to read? So I've got, hold on. Let me see if I've got it right. No, it's not where I thought it was. I have a like a Neil deGrasse Tyson book from the 80s about like space. Hold on, now I gotta go look it up. I got it somewhere. It's gotta be Merlin's Tour of the Universe, right? Or something like that. I'm not seeing... Oh, no, hold on. Is it one of these other? I don't know. I'm trying to think if it was the 80s. It was not the 90s. Oh. It's not. I don't know. Yeah, I'll have to see if I can find it. If I may have gotten rid of it over the years. But yeah, they were just like, man, you want this? We're not going to be able to do anything with it. I was like, okay. I mean, I don't know why they didn't just put it in the library. They had so few books in the library. Why didn't they just put it in their own library instead of giving it to me, like, to take home? It wasn't even just, hey, go read it. It was, oh, this is yours now. So I read a lot of weird, like, old books. Because this was, in the middle of nowhere in Oklahoma. Like, the best book series that was there was The Hardy Boys. And there were almost all, if not all of them there. I don't think they had all the Nancy Drew. I think there were a few Nancy Drew, which was disappointing because I enjoyed those too. But then all kinds of other weird stuff. There was one where there was like someone who was a truck driver ended up getting hired to become a race car driver. That was a weird book. I don't understand to this day. All kinds of, there was just random stuff. At school, at least, it felt like the 7th and 8th grade library was really weird. So, oh yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed the Hardy Boy books. Sorry, they just gave you awesome books. Well, that was the only one. That was the only one I was ever given. But it felt so weird that it was a random textbook, and they're like, it was supposed to be like a textbook or a book to try out, and instead of putting it in the library, they gave it to me. And I'm pretty sure now, looking back upon it, I'm pretty sure it's because we were in the middle of Oklahoma, and it was written by a black guy, and they're like, I'm not putting this in the library. And that just went over my head at the time. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. But yeah, I mean, I read, all of the classics, most, if not all, got read. They were in there somewhere. Well, they also had the graphic novel versions. Anyone remember this for classrooms? There were like graphic novel versions of classic literature that gave you the overall story, but, thinned down a bit so people would read it. We had those too. So I read those as well. And I was like, well, yeah, it's mostly the story, but not really all of it. All right. Remember, folks, we need to hit E58. We need to be able to kill something with E58 health. We're still in the E39s. Granted, we're using Dritz at the moment, and that's not... We're going to need to swap to Makos at some point. You did not have graphic novel versions of classic literature? Oh, I'm sorry. There's some kids in class that only read those, which I get it. Like I said, the Iliad and the Odyssey, not the greatest. The Tale of Two Cities, woof. but there was a graphic novel version. So, you know. And then, like I said, I had, the Complete Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, which are over there somewhere. And I devoured those so much, like over and over and over again, that I wore the desk covers off of them. Yeah, there just weren't a lot of options where I was. And I mean, there was a town that had a library. I may have even at some point gotten a library card. But that town was, at the time, when I was in grade school, that town was about 40 minutes away. It's where we went to go grocery shopping. So it wasn't like, and you only went grocery shopping once a week. So, oh no, we just got wrecked, folks. We just got absolutely shreked here. That's not good. I mean, the tank couldn't even take a shot. What's going on? We're going to have to click damage this. Range that archer just absolutely Shrek Niali, just done. One shot, one kill. Yeah, we're in Moby Dick, yeah. Yeah, well. Yeah, and then there's like, I read like Jack London stuff and the undersea, the however many thousand leagues under the sea, all that stuff, right? Clearly, I don't remember everything. I don't know if we had Crime and Punishment. I don't think we had Crime and Punishment. I would have read it back then. Because what else was there to do? What else was there to do in class? Yeah. We are so far off our damage goal. Granted, we did have some gold find before. Yeah. Yeah, red time machine, yeah. Class, you mean we weren't paying attention to lessons? No. Like, again, this was, so where I was, it was from third grade onward, it was two classes in the 2 years in the same classroom. So third and fourth, fifth and sixth, seventh and eighth. So they would teach a lesson plan, be talking whatever, and this is the homework. This is what we're going to work on today, and they would be teaching it, and I'd just read through it, and then do the workshop thing do the work at the end, and then I'd be done. And I got A's and everything. So once I was done, I just put that aside and then pop open a book. Or they would have been like, here's a little lesson, and then we would pay attention. And then they go, okay, here's your worksheet to do. And then I'd just get it done in like 5 minutes, and then I'd have a half an hour or more to just, whatever. So I'd get a book. I'd just go get a book. That was all I had available, was a book. But sometimes, like, we'd start, like, we had, vocabulary classes, basically. Just words. You'd get a list of words every week that you had to learn and their definitions. And And then they'd start the test, and there'd be 25 total, and they'd add 5 every week and drop 5, like one of those things. Well, they'd hit the first word. They'd start the first word. I'd number my sheet to 1 to 25. They'd start the first word. I'd get through 25 before they were on like 3 or 4. And then I'd just set it aside, like turn it upside down, put the pencil away, pull the book out and read. Because I was done. Why would I slow down for that? Why do I got to sit there and wait for you? I got other stuff I could be doing. Why would I wait? And then for like, your 9 weeks, your midterm, it was all the words, like 100 or whatever, and I'd be done. They'd start at 1, and I'd just start writing them all down, and I'd be done. And then I'd have 45 minutes to kill. Yeah. Yeah. 5 core libraries and about 10 to 20 smaller ones. You live in a fairly decent sized city, then. I mean, you would have to. We don't have. Like, even in a big city, well, there's probably a bunch of. I don't know. Nowadays, the public library isn't a place I go, unfortunately. It's just all the ones that I've been to in like the last couple decades have been like not great because they were underfunded. But then a lot of times I had disposable income and I just bought books and read them. I will say one of the great things that is kind of not utilized the way it should have been, and I don't even know if they still do it anymore, but you could download like the public library app, like for wherever you were, they would have an app and you could just check out digital copies of the books and read it. So instead of buying them off insert digital book app here, you just check them out from your local library through the app. Audio versions, right, too. But yeah, usually I just try to buy the books if it's something that I like. I'm really excited. Aaron M. Evans' next book is coming out end of this month. I pre-ordered that one like a year ago. Thought you lived in the Shire. I'm a hobbit, not a dwarf. Or excuse me, that's a hobbit, not a dwarf. That's a hobbit, not a dwarf. I'm a dwarf, not a hobbit. Different thing. Yeah, so the Enders series, I really enjoyed it until I made the mistake of finding out that the authors and jerk, and then that kind of ruined it for me. But when I read them originally, I enjoyed them. And yeah, the series is way better than the books. I am still surprised to this day that some video game designer didn't get the rights to make the game, the battle thing. Oh god, that would have been, man, talk about nowadays with PvP games. I think still it would be super cool, but now I don't want it because he's, again, yes, to put it politely, a jerk. No. Hey, we're almost there. We're almost there, folks. Wow, our damage is so low. Our damage is so low, it's Han. Oh, wow. Wow. But that's fine. The health is E46. So I was way off. Because I thought it was multiplicatively stacking. It's not. It's additively stacking. That's the good way. We're going to destroy this. We're going to just destroy this. So I want some notes here. Knowles, the chill. Melee stats. Final boss health. I'll get the final boss health in my notes. Health at 175, if that's appropriate. So I didn't have to be as worried, but I still think that favor was helpful. E49, E51. 105, E51. Perfect. Perfect. We've completed the creeping chill. Okay.